I am an ICF certified associate coach. I am your go-to person. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a friend. I'm a 23-year breast cancer survivor. I'm a proponent of social justice, and I am a huge volunteer. My story. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan. I am the middle child of 5. I have 3 sisters and a brother. I currently live in my dream city, which is Los Angeles. I came here to get my MBA from the University of Southern California. My intention when I came here was to stay, and 26 years later, I still live in Los Angeles with my husband and my young adult son. I'll talk about my story as it relates to coaching and kind of why I do what I do. So when I grew up in Detroit, like I mentioned, I went to public schools, and then I went to college at the University of Michigan. And once I was there, it was a whole new world for me. It was just really a different world, culturally and everything. But what I understood pretty much immediately was kind of the differences in preparations of all the students, myself included, of course, and how much of a difference it was for people that went to different types of schools. And my school really was not at the top of that list. So once I graduated from college, I really, that was kind of like when my volunteer work started. And what I wanted to do was make sure that, help as many students as I could not have the same experience I did in college. I wanted to make sure kids were as prepared as possible. And so what I did was I volunteered. And most of my volunteer work over the years has all been related to kids in one way or another. So over the years, I've volunteered for all kinds of things. I've been a big sister. I've been a mentor. I've been a tutor. I chaired a PTA. I currently volunteer on the board. I'm on the board of an independent of a K-8 school. I'm on the board of an independent high school, and I'm also on the board of a social justice organization. And so I really want to make an impact. So, it's like I started with kind of volunteering in the classrooms and things like that. Now I'm volunteering at a level where everything makes a difference. Everything that you do makes a difference, but I can really have more impact at the level of my volunteer work right now. So so in becoming a coach, I'll just say that my volunteer work and being in school so much led me to work at a school. So I worked at a school for 9 years as an admission director. And so because I volunteered at school so much, I ended up getting a job at a school. And I was an admission director. And so when your job is admission director, like 4 months out of the year, like just all day long, you interview parents. And so my coaching business is geared toward parents, because during that time, I listened to parents all day long, and I listened to what their fears are. It's like parents are worried about, am I doing the right thing? Am I going to screw up my kids? They worry about things like that. My interview style was much like coaching, because I would, they write an application, so they've written everything. So I just really wanted to hear from them. So I would just go in and ask questions and like, what do you want to tell me? And just really listen and let them tell me everything they wanted to tell, whatever it was about themselves, about their child. So, so I was kind of getting ready to become a coach at that time. I absolutely love that job of admission director, but it is really a demanding job. And during those 4 months, you really can't go anywhere. You have to be at work, you can't go anywhere. So eventually it was really kind of time for a change. And that's kind of, as I was deciding what to do next, that's kind of how I was introduced to coaching. My inspiration for becoming a coach really came from lots of soul searching. So once I was done with my admission job, I knew it was time to do something else, but I didn't know what, because when you're so engrossed in what you're doing day to day and you're just busy, busy, busy all the time, you really don't have time to stop and figure out what's next. And so, so after I quit and I took some time off, I had to really decompress. Once I did a lot of traveling, I really had like that first year off was awesome. I went everywhere, I went all over the world. It was like just what I needed. But then after that, it was kind of like, okay, now what's next? I'm not positive about what I want to do next. And so what I did is like what I advise people to do, especially young people, is just do informational interviews with people. Think about what you might be interested in and then just talk to people, or say, you know me, you know what my jobs have been in the past. What advice do you have for me? And I did that, and I just talked to so many different people. And this one person, she was later on, I told her, I acknowledged how much she helped me, and she was like, no way, me? But she did, because my conversation with her, she just kind of dug right in. It was like a coach digging in there and getting what you needed. And so she asked me lots of questions that made me think. And then she actually gave me advice about like, okay, so this is what you've done. What does your resume look like? Maybe you do some work so that I know you've done this work, but let's see it on your resume. So kind of professionalizing my resume. So the first thing I did was I got a certificate in diversity and inclusion, because I did a lot of that work at my school, but it was kind of like a part of my overall job, so you really didn't see it on my resume. And so I got a certificate in diversity and inclusion, and then she recommended that I get certified in being a coach. And so I really thought that I would use the coaching as, just like a part of my next job. I would use that and use those skills for whatever my next job would be. The thing that was so interesting about coaching for me is that I wanted to be able to ask better questions. I asked, it was like a part of my job. I did that all the time, but I just wanted to learn how to dig deeper. And so that's kind of what why I joined a coaching program. And then after that, it's like, here I am. I signed up for Coach Training EDU, and it's kind of here I am. But the other thing that's really important is that I wanted to figure out a type of job that I could do from anywhere in the world. And, so I don't have to be in the office, I really needed that flexibility because that was something that I hadn't had in a really, really long time. In my 11 years that I worked at a school, I did not have flexibility. And so, not like teachers, they're like, oh, don't you get the summer off? Administrators do not get the summer off, especially administrators in an independent school. So yeah, so I needed flexibility. That's what coaching has given me. So my coaching business right now, I'm going to acknowledge myself and say that I'm extremely proud of what I've accomplished in a 1-year period of time, because 1 year ago, I had just finished my first ALC 1.0 class. And so since then, I've started my business. The name of my business is Your Go-To Coaches, because children don't come with a manual. And the focus of my business is parents. I work with parents. I work with parents for so long in schools, and I felt like I got to this. This isn't where I started. You change. You go in with one idea and you come out with something else. And I know there's room to change later on as well. But I went in thinking I was interested in students and working with students. Then as I started thinking about my target audience, and it's like my target audience is parents. If you're working with students, your target audience is parents, because you have to. That's who's paying for the students to be coached for the most part. But then I really started thinking about what parents need, and all the conversations that I've had with parents. So that's kind of why I decided to focus my business on parents. So at this point, my business is set up. I'm legal. I have an LLC. I have my contract and my intake forms and my scheduling software. I have a cool website that my husband built for me. So I have my my ICF certification. So I did that, and so so far I've had some paid clients. I've done a couple of workshops, and you know, I've had paid clients renew, yay! But I need clients, more clients. But that's where I am right now. So the vision for my coaching business is to help parents, to really help them build strong, healthy, and happy relationships with their kids. Children are my passion. That's just like always has been. And so if I can work with parents to help their kids have healthier relationships, provide, you know, my tagline is because children don't come with a manual. So really kind of help give them that manual that their kids didn't come with, and help them figure out, I mean, for so many people, there were just like little things they could tweak that could make their lives so much easier and make things run so much smoother. And so I can work with parents to help them do that. That's you know, that's what I want to do. The other part of my business, the reason it's named Your Go-To Coaches, is that I want to do projects with other coaches, you know, just like work with lots of different people and do projects and workshops and like all of those types of things, and maybe build some kind of product that I sell to a company or to a school or something like that. So for right now, that's kind of my vision. also, like right now at this moment, because that's all we can do right now is think about what we're doing at this moment, is I want to find ways to just coach, so that, because that's how you learn and that's how you become a better coach. Because yes, you set up your business, you do this, you do that, you do all those little things, but that's not coaching. It's a necessary part of the business, but I want to find ways to coach people, like working with someone else to just find ways to coach, because while I'm waiting for all of my paid clients to come to me, I can do some of that in the meantime. The advice I would give someone wanting to become a coach would be get ready to learn about yourself. Put your seatbelt on and get ready, because in order to be a great coach, you need to understand yourself. And but going through a coaching program will do that for you. But it's like, put your seatbelts on. I would say find your niche, but be flexible. I think the more you learn about coaching, the more opportunities you'll find. So just really be open. I would say to just continue to talk to people and ask questions all the time, and don't expect to be successful overnight. And don't listen to those people who tell you, oh, I can help you make 6 figures. I can help you 10x your income overnight. Don't listen to that, because that's not how life works. You know, maybe it worked for 3 people and they're, broadcasting it. But for most people, you have to work for it. You have to work to get to where you're going. And I would say just expect to experience an awesome journey in learning to become a coach. My advice to younger people, and I'm a mentor, I work with younger people all the time. My advice is to figure out your own dreams, figure out what you want, and then follow those dreams. And I would say really be open to listening to advice. Because you don't want to reinvent the wheel, so you should listen, but really take from whatever advice you get what applies to you, and just like really follow your own dreams. And I can give you an example. I was in college. I was pre-med for 3 years. And that was my parents' dreams and kind of like people in my community. Oh, this is what you should do. And so I really didn't think about what I really wanted. I didn't even figure out what I wanted. And so I just did what people thought I should do. And can I tell you that I don't like hospitals, but I was pre-med. So finally, it took me till junior year of college to realize, hey, wait a minute, this isn't my dream. Let me figure out my dream and go and do what works for me. And so, I think my advice would be to use your own mind. Coaching means, coaching is the pathway to personal freedom. Freedom from limiting beliefs, freedom from inner critics. It's clearing up blind spots. So for me, coaching is personal freedom. Coaching has impacted my life by really helping me improve my self-awareness. The thing I'm really working on right now is understanding my role in every situation. I think it's helped me stop trying to change others. And it's really helping me to help my clients do the same thing. In undergrad, I was a psych major, and that kind of helped me with self-awareness. But what coaching has done is it helped give me the strategies to move forward. So there's a paragraph in the book, in the training manual. So I'm going to just like read this quote from John Andrew Williams. It says, because it really, this describes me perfectly. On a deeper level, going through a coach training program transforms you as you mindfully explore your own ingrained assumptions, limiting beliefs, and ideas of identity. The most effective coaches, research finds, are as dedicated to their own self-understanding and development as they are to their clients. And that statement just like totally describes what Coach Training EDU did for me. But in addition, I will say that that the philosophy of Coach Training EDU really matches the philosophy of the school that I work for. And because we did a lot of mindset, kind of positive psychology type things. What's really awesome about that too is that I know Coach Training EDU wants to do this too. We want to see like this program in schools everywhere, but at that school we're teaching kids mindset and all of that stuff from preschool through 8th grade. So that's really awesome. So going through this program like really showed me that like, okay, this is where I should be. This is kind of the right place. I think, but I'm gonna tell you that all of my training was awesome, and I love Lindsay and all the people in my class. I learned so much from that group. But the most valuable part of my experience was the resiliency series that happened after my class was over. But I mean, it was COVID time and people were quarantined, and it was just like the perfect, it made me feel good. I learned a lot. I got to hear the stories from all of the different coaches. I got to ask questions in some cases, so it was cool. So that was, I mean, like if I had to pick the one thing that I enjoyed most about my experience, it would be the resiliency series.